Kieran Reese, so I was the Obsessed World Gamer, the O.C.G, hopefully live. Playing Eiyuden Chronicles as I'm fastly approaching the Platinum! Okay, I'm live. There go you cookie. Wow.
I am a teleportation. Huh.
Yep. Yes! Yeah! Come on! Come on! Nothing to it. Yeah! Yes! Yeah! Crap! Yep. Come on! Come on! Yes! Yeah!
Well, that's great.
Come on!
I would fuck with that, but I don't want to potentially mess with my YouTube
Perfect catch.
account, you know what I mean?
Yep. Gotcha!
What the fuck?
Yes!
Okay, then I might look into it, make a burner YouTube account, you know what I mean? just for reviewing. Because I get tired of the fucking ads too. I just don't want to do anything and put my channel in jeopardy when I'm so close to reaching partner, you know what I mean? Ugh. Alright, let me see. I'm just rounding up the miscellaneous shit, trying to go for 100% completion in the main game before I start the DLCs. Two of which are out, and the third one will be out next month. Well, no, I'm saying I'm trying to get the last bit of 100% completion before I start the DLC. Like in the base game. The DLCs are supposed to be pretty massive and good, so I'm looking forward to playing those. And the last DLC is kind of like the epilogue and kind of segues into the sequel. So I'm excited to see that. I'm also excited that they've seemingly fast. I'm so tired of there being 10 fucking year waits between games, man.
Come on. Come on. Perfect catch. Yep.
This game was an unexpected success, doing really good for the publisher, 505 Games, to the point where they said they had a slow year, but they had a profit only due to Eiyuden Chronicles. Like, they literally wouldn't have had a profit.
Yes.
So they've already fast-tracked the sequel. It's already in full production. Not like, oh, they're figuring out, like, it's already fucking full speed ahead. So,
Perfect catch.
and they're not trying to reinvent the wheel. They're just trying to do a sequel that improves upon this. And honestly, I don't want them to. This game is fucking phenomenal. This is one of my all-time favorite games. It's just kind of rough around the edges. And I'm assuming a lot of that is due to the fact that they had to make the game on a small budget.
Perfect catch.
Which they're going to have a much, much larger budget for the sequel, so...
Yeah.
And that's what sequels are for. Iterating and sanding down the rough edges. We honestly might be able to get a sequel as soon as... Oh, shit.
Nothing to it.
As soon as 2026. So that's cool. And it seems like they want this to be the start of a major new series.
Gotcha. All right.
I have.
And this game is great. It's just there's rough stuff around the edges. Like, fast travel is great. You can pretty much travel anywhere. but then you have to listen to that bitch talk every time. Like, I understand what they're trying to do. They were trying to tie her into the story, like, but I don't want to have to fucking skip her dialogue every fucking time I fast travel. Just shit like that. Nothing major, but definitely stuff that stops it from being a 10 out of 10. Fuck you.
Yeah. Come on. Come on. Nothing to it.
And there's not that many games of Chronicles in the title. The Xenoblade Chronicles. I'm trying to think. Honestly, I can't really think of that many now, of course, you know.
Come on. Come on. Perfect catch. Yep.
Yeah, over like the history of games, yeah, I'm sure. You really want to play that game, Max? Let's go over how many games have Max in the title.
Yes.
Let's go over how many games have Max in the title.
Yep.
And how many games have Pain in the title.
Gotcha.
It became a trope. Max this, max that.
Yes.
Maximum effort, maximum overdrive. Like, not with that fucking spelling, but with Pain in the title, absolutely. So if they spelled Chronicles weird and fucked up, it wouldn't count. If it sounded the same phonetically, but it had a different letter, it wouldn't count. Come on, bro. Oh, shit.
A rare catch. Hup. Come on. Come on.
Dude, there's even a fucking famous movie with the word pain in it. That's even spelled that way. It's called Major Pain. It's a comedy movie, and it's literally spelled that exact way. And it was a really popular fucking movie in the 90s.
Perfect catch. Yep. Come on.
And honestly, people make fun of fucking Hideo Kojima for having names that are kind of literally on the money. You know, like a guy with heart issues called Hartman. The guy who repeatedly dies called Die Hartman. But, you know, Sam Lake is just as bad. No wonder they're fucking friends. Hey, let's have a game
A rare catch.
about existential suffering, and then we're going to call it Max Payne. Let's have a game with nightmares called Alan Wake. Awake. Let's have a game about breaking the timeline. Be called Quantum Break. Timeline Break. Like, okay. A little bit on the nose there. And I mean, there's no problem with it, but I'm saying people are always giving Hideo Kojima shit for it. And I'm saying Sam Lake is doing the same shit. Oh yeah, no, in Control, we're gonna have the ordinary town where Jesse and Dylan comes from before their life went to shit be called Ordinary. Literally, the town is called Ordinary. Come on, man. Like, I mean, there's on the nose, and then there's on the nose. Time slower. Or call it Mo Slow.
I have literally never played with this. Not once.
Mo Slow.
Here we go.
That's great.
Is this the right?
Welcome.
Okay, I'm just going down the let's get in the last fish that I haven't got. There's a helpful guide here. Great Stealth Remora. Okay, Great Stealth Remora. Super Chill Moray. Lion Amberjack. Magma Tuna. Okay.
Come by.
All right.
And you know, normally there's like trends in games that I don't really like, that I can't really get behind. You know, in this case though, I kind of can get behind. This trend, they call this art style, the mixture of 2D sprites with 3D environments. They call it HD 2D. I actually really like this art style. I think it's a good mixture of new and old.
Nothing to it.
Fuck yeah, I got it.
Hup.
What, fucking Dragon Ball Z? Kakarot has fishing? Seriously? And you know what? I would agree with you, and I would say that it's fucking stupid, but I know a lot of people who actually love fishing minigames, unfortunately. Super Chill Murray, Lion Amberjack. Like, I know people that love fishing minigames. I guess there are people that love fishing. I've never really loved fishing. I've actually went fishing a couple times. I think it's boring as fuck. and I don't believe in hunting for sport. And, so I always would release whatever I caught. So it's like, I'm gonna go all this fucking trouble so I can sit here and look at this fucking fish.
Hup. Yes! Yeah! Gotcha! Nothing to it. Hup.
And honestly, at least this game... Yeah.
Gotcha! Nothing to it.
I will say this. At least this game, the fishing isn't too bad.
Hup.
It's just really timing. Making sure you hit the button when it pops up. Some fishing mini games and games go really, 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 really fucking in depth with the fishing and just make it exhausting to me.
Hup.
So at least this is one of the more tolerable fucking fishing systems.
Come on. Come on. Yes! Hup. Come on. Come on. Nothing to it. Yep. Nothing to it.
Sweet. That's what I was looking for.
Yep.
Well, dude, trust me, it can get so much worse. There are games that have really, 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 really low RNG for getting the fish. Like fishing for hours and expecting you to get it for 100%. There are games that expect you to sit there and fuck with each fish and spend 10 minutes trying to reel it in and playing the mini game, which is even worse. They expect you to have to deal with the weather conditions and choose different baits and shit. Like, it can get a lot worse.
I'm a
Yeah. Although, at least in Red Dead Redemption 2's case, that game is supposed to be more on the realistic side. In JRPGs, it's like, this is a game about fucking anime characters fucking teleporting around and killing gods. What the fuck are we doing? You know, at least in Red Dead, it's like, it's expected and it's on brand.
Yep. Gotcha. Yes. Yeah. Gotcha. Yes. Yep.
Yeah, like I say, at least with Red Dead Redemption 2, it fits the game. So,
Come on.
and also that's what I meant when
Yes.
that's what I mean when I say that this isn't actually that bad, because at least it's simple. It's
Yeah.
it's not realistic fishing, so it thematically fits. And you only have to do it if you're going for the trophies, honestly.
Gotcha.
You're not missing out on anything important by not doing it.
Perfect catch.
But I put so much time into this game that I've came 95% of the way. I'm not going to let a few fucking fish stop me from getting 100% and getting the platinum after fucking 94 hours.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. All right.
Sweet.
Hup.
Well, actually, there's some grinding in this game, but actually very, very, very little. A surprisingly little amount, actually.
Yep.
I've actually, I hate grinds,
Gotcha.
and I hate grinding in games. Me and Alex were debating looter shooters, and that's one of the
Nothing
reasons
to it.
why I'm not huge on looter shooters, because I feel like they are designed around the grind, which is fine if you're into that, but I'm not really. And I know you think, oh, you're into RPGs, you love RPGs, they're notorious for the grind. I don't like the ones that are notorious for the grind. You see what I'm saying? Like, I like RPGs that aren't grind heavy.
A rare catch.
And this is one of those games.
Hup.
There's virtually no grinding in this game. If you
Gotcha.
just fight a few enemies in each area, you will be more than level to do the main stuff. If you have party members, no. Like, I'm literally telling you, there's very little grinding in this game, dude. You only have to do a couple fights per area, and your characters will be... you only have to do a couple fights per area, and your characters will be more than leveled enough. You don't have to grind out enemies to reach a level to be able to proceed. If you have a party member that's under-leveled, because there's so many different party members in this game, they have a system where the lower they are, the more XP they get. So if you have like a lower-leveled creature, or not a creature, a lower-level party member that you want to level up, if you just put them in the back of your party, they will quickly get leveled up to the current level in just a few fights while you're just progressing. So there's no, oh, this character is under-leveled, I need to level them up and grind. There's fucking, yeah, there's not really a lot of that. Okay, it depends on what your idea of a grind is. Okay, so you just consider every single side quest in a game filler, and because it's filler, it's a grind. There's actually like a shit ton of fucking awesome side quests in this game.
I have... Goods, right? Leave it to me.
No, that's not how I operate, dude. If this game had a grind to it, I would say that it had a grind. I don't sit there and glaze my fucking game, man. That's not how I work, dude. I'm not gonna lie and kiss a game's ass and say that it's not there. I'll call any game out on it, not just games I like.
See you.
I mean, I just said that the fishing is bullshit, and the only reason I did the fishing is because I like the game. If I genuinely thought this game had grinding, I would say this game has obnoxious grinding. And I put up with it because I like it, but I wouldn't lie that it was there. I'm telling you, there's not a lot of grinding in this game. You never have to sit there and grind for good gear. You never have to sit there and grind to get levels. You don't have to do mandatory side quests to progress. You know, most of this shit you can just ignore. You don't have to do any of the fishing to finish the game, just for getting trophies. You don't have to do any of the side shit at all at any point in the game ever. So, like, literally, you could decide to cut out 70% of this game if you really didn't want to do it. There's really not that much grinding.
Enjoying.
Like I said, I'm not, I wouldn't lie about a game just because I like it. Like, if it had a grind, I would say it. It could also just be that what you consider a grind, what I consider a grind are different. I consider a fucking grind, man, having to fight monsters for hours and hours, to get to the proper level. That's a grind. I consider a grind, spending hours and hours and hours fighting the same enemy over and over again to get a drop. That's what I consider a grind. You know, having to do a mini game hours and hours and hours to get the random RNG item drop. Shit like that. And this game really doesn't have any of that.
Welcome.
Like a little bit with the fishing. No, there's tons of grindy games. I'm just giving you examples. What I just listed also is in a lot of RPGs. Looter shooters are shooters with a good chunk of RPG mechanics. You know, making you fucking fight the same boss or the same raid in Destiny. Grind. Like, you know? Lion Amberjack. Iron Carp. Fruit Gill. Hammerhead Bass. Okay. Iron Carp. Okay.
Please.
All right.
Hup. Gotcha. Nothing to it. Yeah.
And this game actually gives you things to make sure that there isn't a grind.
Come on. Come on. Perfect catch.
If for some reason you feel that you're not getting
Yep.
enough XP, you can fucking put accessories on your characters to double, triple, quadruple their fucking XP. I never had the need to do that. Like I said, as long as you fight a couple of enemies in each area, you should be more than level to do everything.
Nothing to it. Yep. Come on. Come on. Perfect catch. Yep.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude. There's nothing like that in this game, dude. I haven't had to fight an enemy for hours to get money. I haven't had to fight enemies tons of times to sit there and grind XP or get a rare item drop.
Perfect catch.
That's what I'm saying. This game hasn't had any of that shit.
Yep.
The closest thing to a grind is doing the fishing, and then getting the there's a couple of like Bagoma
Yes.
spinners and shit. And those, they give you things in the game to turn that into nothing. Like, if you want to get the Bagoma shit quickly, they have a character. Yeah. No, I understand. I was explaining. I was saying, like, this game, in my opinion, does not have a lot of grinding. I mean, there's a little bit, like I said, for getting all the fish, which you really don't have to do unless you're going for platinum, because nothing is really tied to it. You know.
Yep.
And when there is shit that's that could be grindy, that give you shit to alleviate. Like if you're like, oh, I can't get Bagoma, they have a character that gives you like a 50% chance to get Bagoma each encounter. And then items that increase that further. So you can just put those items on and boom.
Nothing to it.
Sweet.
Yeah.
I would say the fishing is probably the most grindy shit in the game, honestly. Which is why I've saved this for almost fucking last. Because I hate fishing minigames.
Yes.
But you're never forced to do the side quests.
Yep.
You're never forced to battle enemies to get XP, to level up. You're never forced to sit there and fight an enemy over and over again to get a good item.
Gotcha.
You know, you're not hit with walls where you can't progress unless you do some bullshit like...
Nothing to it.
I honestly don't think this game has hardly any grind.
Yeah.
And the things that are grindy can be entirely skipped if you're not going for 100%.
Yes.
Like I said, I think fishing is the worst of it, and if I didn't want to do fish or get 100%, I could just have fucked that and never fished. There are RPGs that like put up a wall where if you do not grind, you cannot progress.
Nothing to it. Yeah.
Even games that I really like.
Catch.
I'm a
Found any books you like?
Only 6 more fish, and I've got all the fish in the game. Yeah, well, that's because you caught me at the times when I wasn't fucking doing the main story, because I'm trying to get 100%. Flying amberjack. Fruit gill. Flying amberjack, fruit gill. Hammerhead bass. Big mouth pelican perch. Okay. Okay.
All.
I have.
And honestly, most of the side quests in this game are actually, I think, really good. They're actual, like, legit side quests tied to cool characters. I was like 70 or 80 hours into this game and still uncovering huge new dungeons. Because I unlocked a new character. And these dungeons are not like the same shit. Like,
Come on.
they'll have a gimmick in the game that will only be there in that one dungeon. Like, I was fucking 80 hours into the game when I found like a bonus dungeon that took me on the back of a giant fucking turtle.
Yes.
And then that dungeon zooms the camera way out and has the entire dungeon outside. It's the only area in the game that does that. So, like, even 80 hours into this game, they're still actually throwing new shit at you. Tied to one character that you could just miss and never get ever.
Nothing to it. Hup.
And you know, it's also a little bit hypocritical for you, though, dude, because you're just like,
Yes.
oh, sweet, Hammerhead Pass. You're like, oh man, you know, I hate grinds in games, and then you play games that are grindy. You fucking love Borderlands, which is super grindy, and you can't tell me that it's not.
Come on.
You fucking are talking about Sleeping Dogs, which is fucking grindy, and you know that it is. You're talking about fucking Saints Row, which has enormous grind. Yeah, getting 1,000 fucking orbs in Saints Row 4 isn't grindy. That is like the definition of a grind.
Come on. Come on. Nothing to it.
Okay? In Saints Row 4, pivotal fucking powers that you need to progress are locked behind getting a ton of fucking fragments. You will be, if you don't do at least a good chunk of those fragment gathering, you will be underleveled and underpowered. Oh, they do it in fun ways. Okay, I guess. Once again, I don't consider getting a fucking 1,000 fucking glowing fragments to be fun.
All right.
Now who's making excuses for games they like, bitch? Well, when it's in a game I like, it's actually fun. At least when there is a part of a game that's grindy, I'll just say, yeah, it's grindy, and it sucks. Like I said, I'm not sitting here trying to say, oh no, God, actually, man, the fishing is great. No, I'm like, no, the fishing sucks donkey dick. I'm just putting up with it because I love the game. I'm not gonna sit there and say, well, I actually really like fishing.
Yeah.
I find it super stimulating.
Gotcha. Yes. Yep. Perfect catch.
Yeah, see, I feel like Agents of Mayhem, if it just literally, if Agents of Mayhem just had like a traditional story, it would have been amazing.
Gotcha.
I like the world of Agents of Mayhem.
Perfect catch.
I like the characters. I like a lot of the gameplay. Like if it was just set up around the grind, man. Like the whole game was set up around a grind. And if they just like, if it was exactly the same game, but it had just like a full traditional story, would have been fucking amazing.
Come on. Come on. Nothing to it. Yep.
Like the actual story missions in Agents of Mayhem are great. You know, the character exclusive missions to get the characters, great. Funny. The actual the story moments,
Gotcha.
great.
Perfect catch.
You know, the world, I like the design of the world. South Korea, like New Seoul,
Yeah.
Neo Seoul.
Nothing to it.
Like Agents of Mayhem sucks because it has so much. It had so much potential. Like it really could have been something special. Like I could see the greatness there, just didn't get to it. I mean, it's not bad, but I'm saying like I could see it was this close to being just so much more. Shit.
No good, huh? Yep. Come on. Come on. Perfect catch. Hup. All right.
Come on.
Hup. It got away.
Hold on a second. I'll be right back. I have to use the bathroom real quick. You know, I consider a grind, man, to be like fucking Pokemon. If you're trying to get all the Pokemon, oh, I gotta go into this random patch of grass, run around for fucking hours to hope I get the right Pokemon. Like, has like a 1% and 1% fucking chance of popping up. That's the shit that makes me want to fucking kill myself. That's what I consider a grind. Oh, this boss just got a random stupidly high fucking upgrade in level, and so now I'm underleveled without a warning, so now I've got to grind for hours to get the XP to progress. That's what I consider a grind, and fucking tedious. And most RPGs that are like that, yeah. Most RPGs that are like that, I don't play.
All right.
And if I honestly thought this game was like that, I would not like this game nearly as much as I do. Or the side quest is filler. Go collect 5 of this item. Go collect 500 this, 500 that. That's super shitty and grindy. And not fun. But this game really doesn't have that. Does it make you grind to get your characters leveled up? Or to level up characters you weren't using? Because they can quickly get to max level within just a few fights. So you can just, oh, a character's on the level, stick him in the back of the party. Boom, done. While I'm just playing through the game. They let you turn off random encounters with equipment. So I don't feel like fighting enemies. Going back to old areas. Not gonna. You know, they let you fast travel to any place you've been instantly. Don't waste time traveling. They don't make you grind for rare materials. They get all the rare materials in the game have places later in the game where you're guaranteed to get them. So you know exactly you can get it. Boom. You don't have to sit there and, oh, I hope I'm going to get a chance. You know? You don't have to, all the good items have guaranteed drops. And most of them pop up at the shop later in the game. So you don't have to, oh man, I gotta hope I get this rare item so I have good equipment. You know, they never force you to do the side quests. You literally don't have to do fucking any of them. You can go through the game out of the 128 characters, you can collect 15 of them, 20 of them, the whole game that are all given to you through the main story, and literally not do a single other fucking thing. You know, like, I did all the extra stuff because I like this game a lot, and I like the side stuff in it. Most of the side stuff in this game is quality. It's not, we'll go here and get this random item, and here's a reward that doesn't matter. It's, here's a funny character. Here's a cool new dungeon. Here's a fucking awesome piece of equipment that you can only get from this quest, and that feels rewarding. Man, I just got a dragon party member. The only dragon party member in the entire game from doing this side quest. Man, I just got this amazing accessory that doubles my movement speed from doing this one side quest. Like, you know? So, you can say that you consider it a grind, but I really don't. And if I did, I wouldn't love this game nearly as much as I do.
What'll it be?
And like I said, there are games that I love that do have a fucking grind. And I'll just straight up say, yeah, it's grindy as fuck, like fishing. I'm not gonna say, oh, I know, the fishing is great. The fishing is repetitive as fuck. That's why I saved it till the tail end of this fucking game, because I don't like fishing, and I don't want to do the fishing.
Come again?
And once again, if you know, I'm only doing the fishing because I love the game, and I want to get 100%. If I didn't care about getting the platinum trophy, and most people who play this game won't, I don't have to fish ever, literally ever. It's never forced upon you, so...
What can I do for you?
You know, you're not grinding for money because you get things early on that give you can put on to double, triple your money intake, and then your headquarters start generating you funds. So once you started building your headquarters, literally you'll be earning money while you're playing through the story. So I never had to be like, oh man, I need money. So like, I really don't think there's that bad of a grind in this game. There's some. But honestly, it's not really that bad. I've played games that are way worse, that are way shorter. And most of the side quests in this game are tied to the characters, which are cool. Like, they're unique characters with unique quests. And they're all fully voice acted. And each character has unique skills. So you're going to get a new thing, you know? Or they have a new role in the headquarters. So I'm going to get to build a new building. Oh man, I found a smithy. Now I can build a smithy, so I don't have to go to other towns to upgrade my shit. Oh man, I found a trader. I can open up a fucking merchant tent and get this shit right here. Oh man, I found an inn. Now I can rest at the inn for free and heal my characters instantly instead of having to pay for the shit. You know, like, and it's addicting because almost every side quest in this game is tied to building up your town, and each one is a new building. Oh, I just did a quest to unlock a farmer. Boom, unlocked a pasture. Oh, I just unlocked a vegetable guy. Boom, unlocked a farm. Oh, boom, unlocked a lumber mill. So, like, every single quest, you're seeing a visible improvement in your town. It's not some numbers on a fucking grid that don't mean anything. You can see, man, I built a smithy. Man, I built this. I built that. Man, I have this cool new character now. And then when you upgrade your town, it gives you more upgrades. And it's like a loop that you can get caught in for hours, just getting characters. You improve your town, improves what you can get. You improve your town, improves what you can get. And you can get addicted to it. Because the upgrades feel meaningful. They don't feel like fucking bullshit. You know, like... And when you start this game out, your headquarters looks like shit. It's all downtrodden. By the end of it, it looks fucking amazing. And it's not just like, oh, now we're in the story. Like, every piece of your headquarters, you fucking build up.
What do you need?
And it's constant. It's set up so that every upgrade, you're seeing an improvement.
In a building mood,
See, this is the town grid. And you see, there is an insane amount of upgrades for the fucking town. And you think, oh man, that's a lot. Except, they're all meaningful. Oh, boom. Adds a new fishing, it gives you a new fishing rod. So it makes fishes easy to catch. Adds a new fishing site in your town so you can fish in your town. Adds another new fishing site. Adds a theater. Adds a stable. Gives you rankings and statues. Gives you more resources. Makes a trading house so you have your own shop. Builds an armor shop to give you exclusive armor. Gives you legendary accessories. Like, nearly every single fucking upgrade in this game feels meaningful to me. And that's why I was addicted. If it was just stats on a page, oh, +5 this, I wouldn't care.
What'll it be?
But it really gives you that feeling of building a badass fucking army.
Stay.
While also having a story. Most games that I play that have army building are games like RTS games that don't have a story. or any walking around. This has an army building, and it has like an actual really great story. You know, and you're talking about the Chosen One shit. They don't do any of that shit here. There's not a single character in the game that's chosen. Noah is chosen to lead the army because he's a good person. Because at the time this game takes place in, everybody's worried about politics and their own agenda and what's in it for them, their country, and Noah just wants to help people. So he's not prophesized. He's not the chosen one. He's not some special fucking hero. Like, he's literally just a good person. The main bad guy isn't a guy who only cares about his own ends, and he's those fucking JRPG cliches. You know, and the almost every single bit of dialogue in this game is voice acted, and really good voice acted with a convincing amount of ethnicities. Usually, Japanese people, which are the people that made this game, kind of suck when it comes to doing other ethnicities in games and other accents. Nope, they have British, German, Spanish, Japanese, Chinese, and they're actually well acted. Which normally when they try to do stuff like that, it fucking sucks.
Alright. That's
This game doesn't have a shit ton of boss battles. Every boss battle in this game is a big deal and a major event. There's not just, oh, it's the same dragon, but it's red now. And each boss usually has a special a type of gameplay assigned to it, something that will only pop up in that fight. So rather than having a bunch of bosses that mean nothing, they have a bunch of unique bosses. So every time you fight a boss in the game, it's a big deal. See, the Kraken. You have to fucking... He tries to flood you. So you have to hit a switch to keep the water level low, and you can alternately hit him with the harpoon gun. So you can sacrifice a couple of turns to load the harpoon gun to do massive damage. They never have another boss fight that deals with water levels rising and lowering in the harpoon gun in the entire game. Dead Countess. She has fucking summon creatures that you have to wade through and get her to die. Prometheus. He has fucking an attack that will obliterate your entire party unless they hide behind pillars. So you have to duck into pillars to avoid his attack. Once you do that, boom. Can't hurt you. Never do that. This boss, Oyasumi, you have to chase it in the desert and pull it out of holes. And each time you do, you fight a more advanced version of it. But the damage from your last encounter stacks. So it's not healing 3 separate times. So you're basically chasing this fucker around the area. They don't do that for any other boss in the game. This boss, you have to lure it into a trap to weaken it. This boss has a summon, and you can actually choose which one you kill, and whichever one you kill kills the other one. So you decide which one you want to work on. They have different weaknesses, and so on and so forth. So every single boss in this game is memorable. And doesn't just feel like, oh, it's a palette swap of an existing creature. So, like, in this whole game, there's 21 bosses in the main game, of course. They're all cool. Instead of just being that, like, yeah, like I said, I don't consider this game grindy, and I think there's a lot of things that this game does really fucking exceptionally.
Yes.
Found any books you like?
Like I said, there are parts of the game that are fucking, grindy. And those are the exception that proves the rule. And you can ignore them. If you played this game and Steph played this game and you didn't want to fish, Never have to fish. And all the town upgrades, I think they're worth getting because they give you huge upgrades. Like, it feels like an improvement. Don't have to do them. You can just leave your town level 1, piece of shit. Finish the whole game with that. Well, we want to let you proceed with the main story, but we're going to have you grind out the town. They don't do that. So I honestly, and I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but I really don't think this game is grindy. And I played a lot of RPGs, as you're well aware. I played RPGs that were fucking grindy. And some of them I really liked. But I can admit they're grindy. I really don't think this one is. Extra hot curry mackerel. Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Come back.
And like I said, the few parts of this game that are grindy, you can skip.
I have. Is this the right?
That's what I'm saying. I don't like grinds in games. And if I honestly thought this game was super grindy, I wouldn't love this game a fraction of what I love it. Like I said, I got this game because I had heard it was pretty good. Because I'm always on the lookout for good RPGs and JRPGs. JRPGs are one of my favorite genres, and they're kind of niche now. So we don't get as many as we used to. And it's rare for a big one like this to come along. Most of them are smaller scale. But I went into this blind, so I knew there was 120 characters or whatever. And I wasn't thinking, I'm gonna get the platinum. I never got this game thinking that. I bought it on sale because I'm like, oh, it's I've heard it's a pretty good RPG. And I had some more money at the time. I bought this and a couple other games. And I thought, I'll play it and I'll just see if I like it. And, I'm not going to go for 120.
Nothing to it.
I changed my mind and decided to get the platinum for this game because I started playing it and I loved it so much. And because I'm like, well, I don't, I didn't think I was going to get all 120 characters until,
Nothing to it.
I played this game, and oh man, there's a cool side quest attached to each character. Each character is unique. They're not just fucking palette swaps of each other.
Come on. Come on. Perfect catch. Yep.
I thought I would just think this game was decent or good. And I wound up being super fucking surprised by how much I love this game. This game was actually one of the biggest surprises for me in gaming in a long time.
Yeah. Gotcha. Nothing to it.
I got this game with the season pass for about $30 a while back. And I thought, at the time, that was when I had $100. That was when I was blessed with a lot of extra money for games. So I thought, I'll get this, and I got a bunch of other games. I think it's decent, if it's not. And I wound up being surprised as shit by this game.
Perfect catch. Yeah.
And to the point where this game is now in my top favorite games of all time list. Obviously, I'd have to think, about where it would go, but it's definitely in the top, I would say probably 10, my top 10 favorite games. And wound up being
Nothing to it.
one of the games that I enjoyed playing the most from 2024. And I would say it's probably my RPG of the year for 2024. And like I said, it genuinely caught me off guard because I hadn't done a shit ton of research into it, and it looked like a pretty solid RPG. And I wound up fucking loving the shit out of this game.
Nothing to it.
It's not perfect. Like I said, it's kind of rough around the edges in places. They were trying to do a lot with a little budget. But it's got so much heart where it counts. You know, the guy who made this game was making this as a successor to his earlier game, Suikoden. And he was dying.
Gotcha.
Like we didn't know that then, but he knew he was dying.
Nothing to it.
Yeah. He knew he was dying when he was making the game,
Teleportation?
and he fully intended for this to be the last game he ever made. And to start a series that the rest of the team could carry on. Because it wasn't just him, you know? And he wanted this game series to outlive him. So, all of that is to say that the guy who made this game put his heart and fucking soul into this. It was important to him. It wasn't just for money. It was a passion project. This was his last mark on the world. And there's so many areas where you can tell that he fucking loved making this, you know? And I've said before, and I'll say it again, I'll probably say it a million more fucking times, that heart in a game, soul, is one of the hardest things to quantify, to say what gives a game heart, what gives a game soul, but you can always tell when it doesn't. You can always tell when a game has heart and love put into it, and when it doesn't. And this game has so much love and soul put into this game. Like I said, this guy literally gave this game everything he had, and wanted it to be his last farewell to the genre that he loves, you know? And like I said, it's rough around the edges in places. There are parts that frustrated me, but where it counts, it has so much heart, and I'm willing to put up with a lot of shit for a game that has love and care put into it, like this one is.
Yeah.
And I can say I honestly think that it gets a lot more right than it does wrong.
Come on.
And that in the almost 100 hours that I played this game,
Nothing to it.
I have enjoyed the vast majority of my time playing it. And I kept coming back to it. I literally would play this game and be like, oh, I'm going to play this game for a few hours. Or I'm going to play this game for a little bit, you know, just make a little progress. And then I would look up and 8 hours were gone. Like, I mean, it's a game that I literally enjoyed so much.
Yes.
That time just flew by. I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I've already put this much time in this game. Like, I didn't intend to. And it's a mark of a really special game for me when I just disappear into it, when I could just vanish into the game. You know, I've said this before. Once again, I'll say it a million more times.
Nothing to it.
I know
Yeah.
that I love a game, that I truly love a game, when I've done everything there is to do, or I beat the game, and I'm sad that it's over. Like, I'm genuinely heartbroken that there's not more.
Yes.
And I think I beat this game after, like, 70 hours,
Yeah.
and I was genuinely sad that it was over, that the main story was over. I mean, I knew there was more stuff to do because I was so invested in these in these characters and this world. And it's like, I can't remember the last time a game gripped me like this.
Welcome. See.
And this is
Explosive
honestly
day.
like one of my favorite. This is like I love this game so much that as soon as the sequel comes out, it'll be a day one purchase for me. And I'll be following the sequel, you know, with fucking bated breath. So, you know,
Is explosion. All right, that's a wrap. This is art. Art is explosion.
you don't even have to do this. This is just extra cosmetics for your town and your room.
Art.
I'm just getting them all just to say that I did. Like, it's not even tied to an achievement or anything. I just like to have all the options to customize my town.
All right, that's a wrap. Yo.
The director, he was the director of the Suikoden games, which are beloved in their own right. People love Suikoden. And the series went dormant for one reason or another, and this whole game was designed to be a successor to Suikoden, a modern successor. And so he directed it, and, you know, he knew he was kind of sick and old, and he probably wouldn't live very long. So he put everything he had in. The rest of the games are in good hands, though, because all the other people that worked on it were also members who were veteran Suikoden members, and they worked with him. And like the assistant director of this game, and now the director of Eiyuden Chronicles 2 and whatever else, was actually, he assistant directed other Suikoden games with the main guy, and he directed later Suikoden games. So they're not just handing it to somebody who doesn't know their apps from their elbow. And maybe we'll see. But, you know, once again, it's made by people who care. And people who did it, it's not like they're handing it to somebody who doesn't know what they're doing. And they were also dear friends. You know what I'm saying? The director wasn't just the director, he was their friend. They all worked together. So I'm sure that there's a lot of pressure on them to make the sequel good, to live up to their friend's memory. So I'm sure they really want to get it right. And so, once again, it's not a money thing. It's, you know, that was his wish. You know what I mean? He wished for it to be a series and for it to go on after his death. So if my friend is like, you got to continue this game series, you know, and I care about that friend, I'd be like, fuck, I've got to make sure this is good. So it may not be as good, but I think it will be good. And I think, at the very least, mechanically, they'll be able to fix all the rough edges. Like I said, this game has all kinds of little flaws that aren't terrible, but they do stop it from reaching a 10 out of 10 status. And those are all things that are easily fixable just by being a sequel. So even if it's not artistically as good, it'll be mechanically better overall. So I still think it'll be good. I'll be right back after pee again. And it's worth noting. It's worth noting that the guy who's the assistant director on this and the main director going forward, he was the director of Suikoden 5, and most fans agree that Suikoden 5 is the best one. So, the guy who's the main director on the series going forward is the guy behind what most fans think is the best game in the entire series. So, you can't say he's not qualified. I would be a lot more worried if they handed it to somebody that had no involvement with the games, but I mean, literally, it may not be the original director, but it's like literally the next best person that it could be. And somebody that clearly loves it and has a reason to keep it good. You know, because it's his friend that they work together. Okay. Oh yeah, fuck. That's right. Yeah.
Another explosive day.
Okay, I got everything for the town made. Sweet. All that's left is a room. I need Mystic Lumber, Iron Ore, Dire Beast Bone. Okay. Or like, say for some reason you want to get extra, materials, and you just don't feel like waiting, you know, for your town to build it while you're playing the game.
Is this the right?
They have this whole area right here called the Dappled Forest, where you are guaranteed to get a surplus every time you visit. So it's like, if you don't feel like waiting, just bam, fucking run through this area, get what you need to go, get out. Whereas normally, you'd either have to wait forever in another RPG, or you'd have to pray for fucking RNG. And like I said, that's just if you don't feel like waiting. Like, I know my town is going to make the resources, but, you know, I want it now. So I'm just going to run through and grab this shit. You know, this area that you can just fucking blaze through. So, like, there are areas where they could be grindy, and they're not. And like I said, it's set up so that, like, you can have it doing what you're playing the main story. Like, okay, my town's going to build these resources, so I'm just going to do the main story, and they will be farming these resources, and then by the time I get done with this quest, it'll be done. So it's like, I'm not waiting for it to be done. I'm literally, you know, it's doing it in the background. And once again, it's like the role of town. You build up the town builds up you, you build up the town builds up you. And I love shit like that in games. And you can even send your party on the specific missions. Yeah, there is. Oh, look, it's the bleep cat. Oh, God. The stuff that YouTube will and won't censor is funny. Here, bleep cat. And I'm really looking forward to doing the DLC for this. because from what I've seen, the DLC is actually really good. I've avoided any spoilers, but the general consensus I've seen is that it's really good and adds a bunch of cool new characters, cool new areas, cool new places. And the final DLC is like the epilogue to the game that helps set up the second game. So I'm really excited to see what they're setting up for the sequel. And they talk about, in the main game, they talk about how like there's an ancient society that fell before the events of the game. Which, yeah, that's a little bit cliche, but whatever. It's in a lot of games. And the final DLC is actually going to show you how the society and shit collapsed. So it's not just providing vital backstory. It's also giving a look at the sequel. So 3 really good DLCs. And when you consider how much enjoyment I've got out of this game, and I literally got this game and all the DLCs for $30, that's fucking insane. Like, the amount of money I spent to the amount of joy I've received from this game is off the hook. Or, you know, even like, oh man, I have to get out of the dungeon. They give you items that you can buy incredibly cheaply from the start of the game. Like, they're 100 gold a piece, which is nothing. That lets you just warp to the end of the dungeon. So if you ever just feel like, oh man, I need to get items, or I'm low on health, bam! Use that rune shard, which is literally, you can get them for super cheap from the start of the game, bam, at the exit of the dungeon. So you never have to like, oh, I'm low on supplies, I gotta run back out the dungeon. You can just warp to the exit, come back. You know, like, you can warp to your town, or you can literally warp inside your town to save you time.
And we're here.
Right away.
Or, for example, another thing I think is really cool. This is your stores. You can literally see how when you have a lot of stores, it's overflowing, and when you get low, it actually lessens. Shit like that I love. Or, like, you can convert materials. Say you want an item, and you don't feel like a... Alright, man. I'll see you later.
Stay. Another explosive day. Yup. What do you need? See? Another explosive day. This is art. This is art. All right. That's a wrap. This is art. All right. That's a wrap. This is art. All right. That's a wrap. All right. That's a wrap. This is art. Art is explosion. All right. That's a wrap. Yo.
Hey there! See you!
Alright, I'm in this part here. I'll be back.